Well, engineers in Lagos have been reacting to the low supply of electricity in the country at the 2019 annual business luncheon of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Ikeja branch. The group called for competitiveness in electricity generation and distribution to ensure adequate power supply across the country. This next report has more details. Gathered here at the Sheraton Hotel in Lagos are professionals in the engineering industry in Nigeria. They are discussing some issues that are affecting the power sector in the country. Some engineers at the event argue that the challenges are enormous and there are more demands than supply for electricity.
So first of all, of course, we're talking about the product, which is electricity supply or energy. For us, what we're looking at in terms of the dynamics is, in addition to the dynamics, is really about the challenges and opportunities. So first talking about challenges, as far as the energy demand management. So there's obviously more demand than supply today as far as electricity supply is concerned. I'm glad we all agree and we're all trying to fix that.
Most industries in Nigeria generating alternative power supply accounts for 35 to 40% of the operating expenses using diesel. And we are told that if they were to get a reliable public power supply, that can be reduced by 60 to 70%. In other words, the cost of public electricity would account for only about 10 to 15% of the operating expenses if they're able to get stable and reliable power supply from the national grid.
In her reaction, Ikeja branch chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Fumi Akingbahu, gives further details on why the business luncheon was organized.
As engineers, we recognize that there are a lot of issues in the power sector. A lot of consumers are complaining. And as we all know, engineering is the bedrock of any nation that wants to develop. We have to identify the issue of power and be able to bring solutions to them as engineers. It's one of the areas wherein we are looking at as engineers to be able to address the power challenges in Nigeria, look at the business opportunities there, see how we can make the power sector better for consumers and the citizens of Nigeria. And that's why we have organized this business luncheon, to be able to address the issue of power in Nigeria.
Experts have argued that the revolution that brought about efficiency in service delivery in telecommunications sector could be replicated in the power sector through consistent government policies. They, however, called on the federal government to explore other means of power generation to match the current demand with adequate supply, as according to them, over 70% of the economical problems in the nation could be resolved with regular electricity.